Now, look, we don't want to stoke fears too much, but there are some serious questions flying around, aren't there, as to how it's come to this at Heathrow?
Yeah, and it's whilst we can't say at the moment what caused it. There are a number of potential causes, and one, of course, could be terrorism. Actually, could be a foreign state, or it could be something like a single issue group that don't like people flying in aeroplanes. So there's lots of potential if it is a deliberate attack.
Would you say it would be automatic the counter-terrorism police would be not just involved in this in the investigation, but leading it simply because it's such critical national travel infrastructure?
Yeah, the critical national infrastructure is actually protected by MI5 through their protection team. But of course, police will be looking into anything like this that has such a major impact, and it would be ridiculous if the CT team didn't take a lead in this, simply because they've got the bells and whistles to actually get to the bottom of this much more quickly.
Um, what's on your mind? What was first on your mind when you heard this? Just how
Well, I
serious
don't know
it
if you
was.
remember, Sheila, back in 1997, there was an IRA attack on substations around London, which, if had been successful, would have knocked out London electricity for 2 or 3 months.
Well,
Uh,
and a gasworks in Warrington in '93 twice. Remember?
yes,
Yeah,
and so we've known for many years that terrorists like to look at
infrastructure.
substations in particular. They are a difficult thing to replace, so it does take a long time to replace them if they go wrong. But also, they're a piece of kit that actually everyone needs. Without electricity, everything fails to run, and of course, that for a foreign state is also an attractive target. So, if let me put it this way, if I was a saboteur, this is what I would be seeking to achieve. So therefore, you have to start from that basis. But of course, we also have many people trying to steal electricity cables and things that can cause these kind of accidents as well.
We had a call from an electrical engineer just a moment ago who outlined, I mean, clearly I can't explain it as well as he did, but outlined how the grid supply, the national grid supply, would work into that particular piece of kit, as you called it, and how the reason he is sort of questioning what might have happened, as in something serious along the lines of a third party interference, is because he would expect various transformers to kick in to protect for the absence of another one, or to make up for the absence of another one that had failed for whatever reason it had failed. That all two or four grid transformers had failed, he thinks, is extraordinary.
It is extraordinary and unusual. I mean, I think there have been a number of these things that go up, and of course, what you see there is actually these substations and things are filled. Transformers are filled with oil, and the oil that goes up in smoke is actually causes a massive fire. It's unusual. The whole point of the national grid is to be able to go around. If you get a problem, you can go around it and still supply the electricity to the places you need it. So it is really shocking that this has happened. The Heathrow Airport is one of the key areas of our critical national infrastructure. I know that it is very much so. Power is the most important of all of the parts of the infrastructure. So it's really disappointed that they haven't been able to get this the Heathrow Airport back up and running immediately.
People are going to, I mean, an investigation has to take the time it takes, but people are going to need reassurance here, aren't they?
Yes, and of course there are other airports around the country that have got substations as well. And I would hope that if there is even a thought that this may be some kind of sabotage, that those locations are being looked at and secured. You can't keep police officers and military and stuff around these sites. They're often in the middle of nowhere, but they are such a key part of our daily life. And as we saw here, without them, everything stops.
The bit that's on fire appears to be open to the elements. I presume that's normal.
That's quite normal. The basically the power's coming out of these big cables that come around and then gets transformed into the power that you use on the ground. And it's a key point. It's one of those points that is always going to be open to abuse, if you like, if you're that way inclined. And this could easily be, as I say, someone trying to steal the wire. That's happened before many times. Or it could be, if it's deliberate, it could be terrorists. As I said, there's nothing to say a foreign government couldn't be involved. And also people like climate change that might not like people flying from Heathrow. We don't know yet.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of the single issue groups, but you might be. I'm going to say you might be right. It's certainly worth having them on the list.
It's supposition,
I
know, but it's something that the police will be looking into.